Welcome to Bracken House. This is the home of the president of Ball State University. And located near campus, it also plays host to many special events. But if you haven't had a chance to see inside, that changes today. I'm Ericka Flye. I'm a Ball State alum, TV personality, and one of my hobbies is checking out beautiful homes. I'm so excited to take you on a tour of Bracken House today, and we'll get to know President Geoffrey Mearns a little better along the way. Let's get started.
Hello, Ericka. Welcome to Bracken House.
Thank you for having us.
We're delighted to have you here.
So, is this who the home is named after?
This is. These are portraits of Alex and Rosemary Bracken. Rosemary was the daughter, one of the daughters of Frank C. Ball. They were married, and as they began to have a family, they designed and built this home and moved in 1937, about 82 years ago.
So how long have you lived here?
We've lived here about 2 years. Jennifer and I moved here in May of 2017.
It's a beautiful house. How big is it?
So it's about 8,600 square feet, and I don't even think that includes the large basement that is in the floor below us.
Oh, could you give us a tour of the home starting here?
We'd be happy to do it. This is the large reception area when we have events on campus, and here at the home we have many guests who gather here as they enter the home.
How many events have you hosted here in the past academic year?
Well, we host virtually an event every week. I think this past year we had more than 40 events, and that's pretty typical here. We have luncheons, we have breakfasts, we have dinners, and we have receptions when we have special events on campus.
Can I get an invite sometime?
You certainly can. We'd love to have you back anytime. You're always welcome.
Let's head to the next room.
Good. So we're going to go in here into the living room. This is the largest room in the home. And it's a wonderful place when we have large events. This is actually one of the places where guests will continue to gather and socialize when they're here.
And this rug is beautiful.
So this rug is one of the few pieces of original furniture or decorations. This rug was original to the home in 1937, and it was designed specifically for this home and for this room.
All right, what's next?
So this is actually one of my favorite rooms in the house, and this is the study or the library. And sometimes during events, people will gather here when we're having a reception. Often also after dinner. People will come here after dinner with a cup of coffee or perhaps a dessert. It's also my favorite place to go in the evening, maybe to do a little work on the desk or to watch some television.
I'm taking a look at these photos right here. Is this you?
This is me right here. This is, I had the good fortune of attending Yale when I was in college, and I was the captain of the Yale cross country team in my senior year, and that was the fall of 1980, and I graduated in spring of 1981. And coincidentally, just below it is a photograph of my father. My father was the first in our family to go to college, and he was the captain of the Yale cross country team in the fall of 1950 and graduated in 1951, exactly 30 years before I graduated.
Oh, so you both ran at Yale.
We did.
Set any records?
Well, I broke Frank Shorter's indoor freshman 2-mile record, and I think my personal record for 10,000 meters when I was in college might still be in the top 10 all-time list, but I'm not sure about that.
Do you recall what your fastest time is?
Well, my fastest time when I was in college for 10,000 meters was 29:50, but probably my best event in my running career was I ran 2:16 for the marathon.
Now, is this your father in this photo too?
This is my father and my mother on their wedding day. That's March 24, 1952.
Their names?
That's my mother is Patricia Louise, and my father is Edward Andrew, but everyone called him Ted. He was named after his father.
You were close to your parents?
I was very close to my parents, and they both have passed away, but we miss them dearly.
You have any siblings?
I do. I'm actually one of 9 children. My parents had 7 daughters and 2 boys, so I have 7 sisters and a brother.
And this box here is special to you?
So this box is very special. My mother was the first woman to be elected mayor of Shaker Heights, Ohio. Shaker Heights is a suburb of Cleveland, and that was a book that all of her children that we gave to her as a memento on the day that she was inaugurated in January of 1992. We were very proud. She raised 9 children and then went into public service in Shaker Heights.
What else is in this room that our alumni might want to know about?
Well, so before we move on, this desk was originally Alec Bracken's original desk. So that's also another piece of original furniture here from the home. Then over here we have some mementos of various significant events in the university history. This is one of the original compositions of the alma mater. I think it dates to sometime in the 1930s.
Anything else in this room that you might want to share with us before we move along?
Certainly. So we have some university mementos, but also some personal items that are of significance. I was appointed by the Attorney General Janet Reno to represent the United States in the Oklahoma City bombing prosecution. And this is actually a memento from the Murrah building that was given to all of the members of the prosecution team, the lawyers and the agents. And so that is an item that allows me to remember that very significant experience.
What kind of impact did that experience have on you?
Well, it had a significant impact on all of us, both professionally and personally. I was very proud of having been a part of that team. And as I mentioned, we also have some university memorabilia. This is actually a photograph from the first basketball team at Ball State. It was a photograph of the basketball team in 1919.
Moving right along.
So now we'll go back in. We've just done a quick walkthrough of the library or the study, and we're now back in the living room.
And that is a beautiful piano.
It is. This is another original item from the home. This was the Bracken family piano, and I believe the children took piano lessons on this beautiful piano.
So I have to ask, do you play?
This is about the extent of my musical ability.
So along with the rug and the piano, is there anything else in this house that's still original?
Well, so there's a legend that back in the day, there actually, in addition to a stage, there was an indoor roller coaster in the basement. But I've been down in the basement several times and I haven't seen either the stage or the roller coaster. So I think it's the rug, the desk, and the piano.
So we're back in the entryway now, and this wallpaper is stunning. Tell us about it.
Well, it is extraordinarily attractive. So shortly before I moved in, the university, with support from the George and Frances Ball Foundation, did a substantial renovation and upgrade of the furniture and the artwork. And they also were able to find this wallpaper in Europe. Deanna Whetstone, who's a Ball State graduate, was the interior designer who found this wallpaper and did the other decorating. And to the best of our knowledge, if I showed you old photographs, original photographs of the home, this wallpaper looks very, very similar to the original wallpaper.
Well, I see a tail wagging over there. Who is this?
Cadi, is that you? Come on, Cadi. Look at this. Come on.
Cadi with a K or C?
Cadi was with a C. She's named, actually, Cadi is short for Acadia, as in Acadia National Park, which is a place in Maine where we go every summer. And so she's the most popular dog on campus. I think she's much more popular than me.
So what are the chances Cadi maybe could get her own Instagram?
Well, you'd have to talk to her agent. She loves affection, but I don't know if she wants social media attention.
So can we see in there?
Sure. Here you go, Cadi. Why don't you go? So this is the beautiful dining room here in Bracken House, and this is, as you can see, it's a wonderful place to host an elegant dinner or an informal dinner.
Who have you invited here to eat with you at this table?
So we've had our alumni, we've had our generous benefactors, we've had some celebrities, including Sutton Foster and her young daughter. We've had Jim and Deb Fallows. We've had a number of guest lecturers and prominent visitors to the campus. It's a wonderful place to entertain.
I'm curious because I'm a foodie. What's your favorite meal?
Well, our catering service makes wonderful meals both on campus and here at Bracken House. Probably my favorite is, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist. So beef filet, maybe some garlic mashed potatoes, and some sauteed green beans. So that's probably my favorite meal, but our caterers do a wonderful job all year round.
Sounds delicious. You're a Hoosier now, so have you tried a pork tenderloin yet?
Yes, I have to confess, Jennifer and I have tried a pork tenderloin sandwich. They are delicious, as you know, but my cardiologist says it's not particularly good for my health, so I don't do it very often.
So what about cocktails? Do you have a favorite drink?
I'm not a cocktail guy, but certainly from time to time I enjoy a cold beer.
Okay, so what about your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert is chocolate. Anything with chocolate. Chocolate chip ice cream, chocolate torte, chocolate chip cookies. I love chocolate.
What a coincidence. We just happen to have some cookies here for you today.
Did you bring them with you?
Will you accept these chocolate chip cookies on behalf of the Young Alumni Council?
I certainly would, and grateful. I can't eat them now because we're going to continue on the tour, but I'll certainly enjoy them after dinner this evening. Thank you, Ericka.
They might be gone when you get back. Do you drink milk with your cookies?
I don't drink milk. I'll wash it down maybe with water. Speaking of that, this is, as you can see out the window, this is a private patio that's here on the west side of the house. And on a beautiful summer evening like we have this evening, Jennifer and I will often go there and spend some time together before we eat dinner.
So what about coffee? Are you a coffee drinker?
I am not a coffee drinker. I've never developed a taste for coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea.
So if you don't start your morning with coffee, how do you start it?
Well, we get up early. Jennifer and I both get up very early in the morning. And usually the way I start virtually every day is by exercising. I'll either run through campus or on the White River Greenway, or occasionally, just occasionally, I'll take Cadi for a walk and maybe a vigorous jog along the way too.
You say you get up very early. What's early? What time do you wake up and run?
So Jennifer and I are typically up by about 5:30, and virtually every day, maybe even Saturday, I'm out the door by about 6 or 6:30.
Does she actually go running with you?
No, Jennifer and I don't run together. We learned a long time ago that that wouldn't be good for our marriage.
Is she here right now?
She is here. She's upstairs working. As we're walking up the stairs, this is one of the iconic staircases here in Muncie. You'll often see it featured in magazines or other history books. This is a beautiful, extraordinarily beautiful staircase. But I think Jennifer's here because her office is right down the hallway here.
All right. Jennifer.
There she is.
Here she comes.
Hi,
So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Are you having
Great
a good
to have
day
you
today?
Here at Bracken House, having a great day. I just got a picture of our new grandbaby.
Oh,
What a great day.
Look at him.
Isn't he adorable?
He is adorable. President Mearns, what's the baby going to call you?
Well, this is Glenn, and Glenn is actually 1 month old today, and I'm hoping that when he can learn to speak, he'll call me Da.
Da. All right, is that a family name?
It is not. It's a traditional Irish name for grandfather.
Has a nice ring to it. Is this your first grandbaby?
It is. It's our first. Don't tell anybody, but we're hoping it's the first of many more to come.
Okay, and is your oldest daughter's baby?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
Bridget.
Okay, Bridget. And you and Jennifer have other children too.
We have 4 other children, 3 girls, 1 boy. We're very fortunate.
Do you see them very often?
Not enough. But they're going to, a couple of them, 3 of them are going to be coming on vacation with us up in Maine. So we have Geoffrey coming up, as well as Christina and Claire, but no Molly this year. She's working too hard. And Bridget, of course, is home with the baby in California. So.
You mentioned Maine. The picture behind you right here has something to do with that.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful painting that I purchased several years ago as a surprise Christmas present for Jennifer. And in this painting is a beautiful scene on the coast of Maine. We go there, and Jennifer will often hike. There's a mountain here. And so I bought that for her as a surprise Christmas present many years ago, and it's a constant reminder of one of the beautiful places that we enjoy spending time together with our family and with our friends.
We've been renting the same place for 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the kids think it's ours, but it's really a rental.
Any other places you guys love to travel to?
Yeah, we go down to Florida. My dad, he's turning 92 this year, and we go down to see him. I try to get down several times a year, but the whole family gets down there at least once a year, usually around the holidays.
Yeah, we prefer to go to Maine in the summer, and we prefer to go to Florida for Christmas.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take a call in a minute.
Yeah.
My phone just buzzed.
No problem. Before you go, though, tell us what you do.
Oh, so I do executive recruiting and talent acquisition for corporate clients, and I'm lucky enough to work right out of Bracken House.
That's pretty cool. You also worked in public relations before.
Yes, I did. The first 15, 17 years of my career, I worked in sports marketing. I did public relations at Madison Square Garden, and then I worked on the men's professional tennis tour doing media relations. So that was a pretty cool job.
Work with any athletes we'd know?
Oh, I think, yeah, a few. This was the heyday for tennis. We had John McEnroe, Jimmy Connors, Yvonne Lendl. Oh, and younger alums would know Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras. They were just coming on the tour. So this is back in the day.
We'll let you go get on that call.
Thanks so much.
Thank you
Great
so much.
to see you guys.
You too.
Thanks,
and what's
Jennifer.
Back there, President Mearns?
So this back behind this door are a couple of bedrooms that our children use when they're staying here at Bracken House. Down in the corner is a guest suite where when we have visitors on campus, they'll often stay in the guest suite. And down the hallway to the right above the garage is a great room where there's a kitchen and a living area and a dining area that we often gather as a family. And then down here, down this side of the house, this is a living room or a sitting room that Jennifer and I use as a private sitting room. And then on the other side of that wall through the door that you see there, that's where the master bedroom is in the house. So, and as you can see there, there's a fireplace there. We're quite fortunate, particularly here in the winter. There are 4 working fireplaces in the home. One here in this sitting area. There's one in the dining room that you saw. There's one in the living room, and there's one in the study. So Jennifer, who doesn't really enjoy the cold winters, loves to sit and read by the fire on a cold Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
Now, Jennifer mentioned working with some big names in her career. What about you, President Mearns? Ever work with anybody famous?
Well, so when I was prosecuting the Oklahoma City bombing case, I had an opportunity to meet President Clinton at the dedication of the Oklahoma City Memorial. Since I've been here at Ball State, I've had the occasion to meet David Letterman on a couple of occasions. And then when I was in New York, when I worked in the Justice Department, I prosecuted mobsters. So I met a lot of members of the Gambino family. They were usually sitting on the other side of the courtroom.
Mobsters, okay. Well, how old were you when you were assigned the Oklahoma City case?
When that was in 1997, so I was about 38 or 39 years old.
Okay, well, let's head out back.
So we're going to head out back, and this is now the north side of the house, and we're heading to the motor court. This is a place often where guests arrive, particularly when the weather is not good, because they can park here in the motor court. But we don't have it set up for parking today. We've got it set up for ping pong. Because we've welcomed some of our young alumni back.
And look who's here. It's Ben Yoder. Did you invite Ben here today?
Good to see you, my friend.
Great to see you.
Nice. Welcome back.
Well, glad to be here.
And I say welcome back because last fall we had the Young Alumni Council here at Bracken House. And after a football game, we had a little round-robin ping pong tournament. And Ben and I went toe-to-toe, and so I've asked him for a rematch.
Yes.
Well, have at it.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Make sure you only get the good shots from me in here, okay?
Yeah.
Here we Looks like he's been practicing since the last time we were together.
Maybe a little. I mean, I got beaten so bad the last time.
Okay.
I feel like I had
and we have the Ball State balls here, signature Ball State ping pong balls. Okay. He brought his own fan club.
All right, here I got you. Here we go.
This is my home, and he brought his own fans. Okay.
So, President Mearns, do you
Yes.
play often?
I play when my family is back in the area. I love to play ping pong with my children, particularly with my son, Geoffrey.
All right, you can keep playing.
Okay.
Okay, here
Play
we go.
and talk at the same time?
Okay, I can try.
We'll see.
Come on, Ben.
Are you any good, President Mearns? That's the question.
Well, I can still keep up with my son, Geoffrey, and he's a very good ping pong player.
It looks like you're competitive. Are you?
I think as Geoffrey would tell you, I hate to lose. So I can't tell you whether I'm any good, but I can tell you I hate to lose.
Ben, is he competitive?
He is very, very competitive.
And I can't help but notice the big 100 over there. What's that?
Yeah, so that was part of our centennial celebration. We took those numbers all across campus. We took it actually all across the state of Indiana as part of our centennial celebration.
So I hear that you enjoy a little bit of trivia.
I do enjoy trivia, but my first question is, where are you guys taking that? You're putting it in who told you to do that? Stephanie, does she think Bracken House is now a warehouse? Okay, I'll have to talk to Stephanie. Okay, sorry, Ericka.
That's okay. Let's get to a quick round of trivia centennial style.
Okay, here we go.
How about that? All right, when was Ball State founded?
Well, as you know, we celebrated our centennial beginning last year, so we were founded in 1918.
Before we were the Cardinals, what was the Ball State mascot?
Okay, that's a tougher one, but I know because we had a throwback jersey day that before we were the Cardinals, up until the mid-1920s, we were the Hoosieroons.
What was Ball State's name when it first opened?
Boy, you're digging deep now. I believe it was the Eastern Indiana State Normal School.
All right, how about this? How many presidents, interim presidents, have served Ball State?
Well, I'm the 17th president, and one of the way I know that is that shortly after I arrived, our great football team gave me a framed football jersey with number 17 on it, and I have it in my office. It's one of my prized possessions.
How many alumni do we have?
Well, if you include the graduates from our May commencement, not the July commencement coming up, we have more than 197,000 living alumni.
Wow, that's an impressive number. What advice do you have for our alumni?
Well, I have both advice and a request. I'd ask our alumni, young and old, to stay engaged with Ball State University. Come to campus for athletic events and concerts and shows. Stay engaged with us on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and also volunteer your services. We have outstanding students, and many of them would value and welcome your advice and your mentorship. So there are many ways for you to stay engaged with your alma mater, and I'd hope you do so. Is
it true the university raised more than $425,000 during its first One Ball State Day this spring?
We did. We had our, this April, we had our inaugural day of giving. Before we had this day, the largest number of gifts that we received in one day was about 250 gifts. But with the outstanding work of our Alumni Council and our foundation, in our first One Ball State Day, we raised $425,000 with more than 4,100 gifts, an extraordinary showing of support, and we're very grateful for their generosity.
That is amazing. Any updates about the university alumni should know about heading into the next school year?
So even though it's summer and it's a little quieter on campus, we're having orientation for our new freshmen. I'm predicting we're going to have the largest freshman class in our history this fall. We also will have a celebration, a grand opening for our new health professions building sometime in the fall, but our faculty and staff and students will occupy it sometime in July or August, and then we'll do groundbreaking for our foundational science building. We have 2 new residence halls and a new dining hall. Lots of construction, so there's a lot of activity on our campus, even in the summer.
So I have one last question for you.
I'm ready.
Can we take a selfie with you?
Absolutely. Let's go, Ericka. Here we go. We got some other people with us.
Come on in, you guys.
Hey. The gang's all here.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for the tour of Bracken House today.
You're welcome, Ericka. Thank you for helping us with this event. I also want to say thank you to Stephanie Arrington and all of the women and men who do a wonderful job every day to maintain Bracken House. As you can see, the landscaping is wonderful. Inside the house, it's warm and comfortable. And Jennifer and I feel grateful and so fortunate to presently be the residents of Bracken House. So thank you all very much. And Ericka, thank you.
And thank you for joining us on this tour of Bracken House. Keep up with all things Ball State by following us on the Ball State social media accounts. You can also follow the Young Alumni Council accounts and President Mearns' Twitter account. I'm Ericka Flye. I'll see you next time.